Gohan Beast finally returns, and I mean, Goku got them sensu beans on standby because that man is ready to box. He is Father of the Year. Let's talk about it. So Carmine and Soldier 15 are pretty much talking about the Red Ribbon Army and the possibility that there might be an opportunity to revive the army if they can get rid of Gohan and Piccolo or the rest of the Z Fighters. I feel like the narrative with the Red Ribbon Army, I think they should just call it a day at this point. They've already had the androids and, well, they didn't really do much with Majin Buu, but then at the same time, they've been Goku's eye since Dragon Ball, since this man came out the womb, or his pod or ship, or whatever you want to call it. They've even had Cell Max. And yes, they've had Cell and they got Cell Max, but I think they're definitely done. This really wasn't the most interesting part of the chapter, but I mean, it was cool regardless. They pull up on Goten and Trunks, who are basically Saiyan Man X1 and X2, and I mean, they were handling business, you know, stopping bad guys as they would. Y'all probably watching this through YouTube recommendations. Y'all hit that like button, y'all hit that subscribe button, so at least y'all can get these videos on time and I can actually get these views up. Of course, Carmine pretty much sees the strength that they're actually displaying, and I mean, he's like, hey yo, these guys can box, like, they actually that nice. They try to talk to Goten and Trunks just to see if they can pull up and handle Gohan, but they kind of frame Gohan as like a antagonist or a bad guy. And of course, they decide, hey look, y'all handle this for us and whatnot, and I mean, we gonna load up your pockets real nice. Now we get to the meat and potatoes. So Vegeta and Broly, they running it back 1v1, like they actually going back, and the first time they went at it, Vegeta did well. The way he fought, he was just trying to stay one step ahead of Broly. If he fought with Broly in his Ikari state, that whole fade that he ran with Goku, just living rent-free in Vegeta's brain, that fade was so cold. He made God Goku eat a plate of ice. This man was chugging that whole joint the whole show. So Vegeta got that cocky smirk on his face as he's fighting with Broly, and we can pretty much establish that Vegeta is definitely stronger than Broly at this point because he does have ultra ego. He has his cocky smirk on his face, the same smirk he usually has. So Vegeta kicks Broly to the back of the head, and I mean, his eyes is faint, and I can tell you that joint must have hurt. And then Broly just spamming ki blasts, which Vegeta just casually deflects. Vegeta spikes Broly to the ground, and then he teleports behind him, and he's like, hey yo, my man, you actually gonna go berserk or something? I feel like you gotta be level stronger than somebody to actually pull a move like that, because I ain't gonna lie, the moment Broly swung on him, Vegeta was gone. Broly comes back and he punches Vegeta, and Vegeta just tanks it to the brain. I get it. Your ultra ego allows you to take a number of hits where you get stronger and your Saiyan soul just burns ferociously. But during the Granola arc, you did take a couple hits, and I mean, well, you got stronger, yes, but you got knocked out too. Two wrongs don't make a right. He even tells Broly, right, that the source of a Saiyan's power is rage. So as opposed to trying to suppress it, basically losing control it and navigate that power. And I mean, of course, Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, and I mean, the rage is there. From that punch he gave Broly, you can tell that Vegeta got that Broly movie on repeat. Like, he's like, I ain't never gonna catch a fade. At least Kakarot caught that fade, and Kakarot ain't me. The fight progresses, and Vegeta's a Super Saiyan, right? So Broly's actually starting to hold his own a little more. It even gets to the point where Vegeta hides behind a tree, but he hides his ki. Broly kind of catches him out, and Goku looks at Broly and he's like, I don't know, I think he might lose control again, but Whis deep down kind of knows, you know what, something's kind of changed here, so I feel like they're making like an element of progress. I'll give it a couple more chapters to the point where Broly's going to end up transforming, then he'll reach a point where he's actually able to control that state. Because of the control that he actually has, he'll get to the point where he'll probably learn God Ki. Like, he'll probably earn his God Ki to the point where he'll probably develop a God form, and he'll develop a Super Saiyan Blue form also. The sparring session's over, and Broly's pretty much like, okay, that was cool and all. Vegeta looking at him like, look, control the rage and you're gonna be good. Don't suppress it, control it. And Broly's just like, Goku looking at him like, okay, look, just go Super Saiyan the way we do. And Broly's looking at him like, I don't really know how to do that. And he even asked Vegeta like, yo, can you help me? Like, can you tell me what I need to do? And Vegeta's like, boy, you better get your ass up out my face. She like actually brings up a great point, right? Because these guys are living, they casually chilling. Like Black Frieza can't just pull up on them. And I mean, we know that the angels and the god of destruction doesn't actually intervene in human affairs. I mean, they just gonna sit there and watch everything get blown up. Goku has this habit, right? And I feel like it's the difference between him being a fighter and then him being the hero or the savior protagonist of the show. Despite his enemies being stronger than him, the enemy being Black Frieza, right? Black Frieza whooped true UI and Ultra Ego at the same time. So I'm kind of sitting and I'm like, hey, y'all need to kind of get it together, because the last time y'all decided to box, y'all caught a fade. And I think it's just a little bit more entertaining now because Goku has so much admiration based on how talented Frieza is, especially at the fact that, you know, he didn't train as long as they had, but yet he surpassed them. And I get it, Goku's a fighter, he's not necessarily a hero. It's almost like the same line of thinking where he's so confident in himself, he drops his guard to the point where he almost has to rely on somebody else to save him. Sort of like what happened in the Resurrection F movie. Beerus pretty much tells Goku that, look, honestly, there's always going to be somebody who's actually stronger than you. So, I mean, you just going to have to take the L. Or maybe train a little more so that you can actually get stronger. And the moment you're stronger than me, hey, you gonna be the next god of destruction, my boy. Goku's never ever wanted to be the god of destruction. With Vegeta, maybe, but I feel like that comes with a lot of responsibility that I don't think Vegeta's willing to do. I feel like Goku just wants to fight and he just wants to get stronger to the point where there's just no level of strength that he can meet after that. They pretty much hear about Cell Max and Gohan and the others defeating Cell Max. It's passed on that Gohan may actually be the strongest out of everybody there, based on what Bulma actually said. And of course, they basically state that, oh yeah, we didn't really sense him and stuff because we was too busy fighting each other. Vegeta here like, oh word, that fight that you lost against me? Yeah, no doubt. Goku pretty much sitting there like, guess you're not gonna live that down, huh? You're not gonna let that go? I'm about to run these ones one more time. We're now at Gohan's house, and I mean, Carmine pulls up and he got Goten and Trunks with him. Gohan comes out and he recognizes Carmine on the spot to the point where he goes beast. The fact that he can actually go beast at will just shows so much development. It shows that his beast form isn't like a one-trick pony where he just uses it that one time and is never to be heard from again. And it definitely built up a lot of hype. Once Black Frieza comes back into the arc and we see what Frieza's actually up to, he got to deal with Broly and whatever power he gets, true UI Goku, Ultra Ego Vegeta, Beast Gohan, and Orange Piccolo. So, I mean, he gonna have a lot of guys that he gonna have to box. Gohan senses that it's Trunks and Goten, and he's like, yo, y'all gotta explain and stuff. And when Goku pretty much pulls up, and he's just like, yo, been a long time, yo. I feel like Goku presents himself here like he's definitely Dad of the Year. This was a great chapter. I definitely enjoyed it, and finally we have something new, not just some repeat content. I've always wanted to actually review Dragon Ball Super chapters, but I've always been a little hesitant just based on the fact that everything is always just either just like some almost like a rerun type thing where they're just rehashing what's actually been animated or whatever movie's going on. But this is actually new content that I'm actually excited for. So, man, keep it up. But yo, that's all from me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.